Oh God. All right.
All right, let's do this. All right. Got the energy now. All right. Good?
Yep.
Usa, you centered?
I was just getting my little phone, you know, like, you know, my EDM and EDC. I don't know what you're doing.
Kamehameha.
No, I think you're doing some Krillin shit.
It's the same.
3,
It's a 6.
2,
God damn it.
1.
Well. Welcome back to Off the Cuff. It's your boy D. It's your boy JR. Here after a little bit of a hiatus, catching up with you guys. How y'all doing? Talk to the people, man.
What up, man? Dennis, how was your surgery, man? How was the problems? They all taken care of?
Most of them. You know,
cool. Sorry, I mean, Dennis was at MIA for a bit, and you know, I didn't want to have that big head, so I.
They said it's highly contagious, and I probably shouldn't be touched. So. Might want to wash your hand there.
Damn it. So you're like the monkey from Outbreak.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm patient zero.
Patient zero? I'm going to kill your ass then.
People, what's going on, man? We missed y'all. We're here to talk about things.
What happened to your wishes now?
What happened? What?
You got all smooth when you went at love people. I was like, you got all like kind of... Who you on the phone with?
Because we're talking to the people.
I know, but like, why you all these smooth jazz on them? Like... You went from here to like, yo, baby girl, this is Joe Levert. And I'm like, I mean,
I don't know, man.
Like, what's up?
All right, reset. Let's talk, people. We got things to talk about. Where you want to start?
Big things popping, you know what I'm saying? We had a couple series ended, and we have a couple new movies drop. I mean, I think we gotta get started with, you know, the big news of Loki. I mean, Loki was... What a series.
The Loki season finale jumped off earlier this week. If you've been following the series, then you already know this episode was not only the craziest in the series, it's also going to be the jumping point for a lot of future Marvel projects. I'm not even sure where to start.
I mean, we can start from, well, how do you think of the series in totality and that final episode in particular?
The series was good. It started off maybe a little bit on the slow side, but I'm kind of noticing that might be like the pattern.
Well, I mean, I think they're trying to set the tone. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're used to it in the movies, but they can't have the same type of tonality in the movie as in these shows, especially when you parse them out, because you don't want them all having the same type of, you know, like not even information, just like feel to it. You want them to be kind of unique in their own way. You know, like you had WandaVision, which is more like out there a bit, and it was like almost what if you think about it, like her vision of the world. Then you had more of a straightforward with Soldier and the Falcon, and you had then you went with this, you know, offshoot or off the cuff, I would say, and with Loki, and it's like, oh wow, like. I mean, we knew it was going to be time travel, but we just didn't know what role was going to play. And I was right about the whole time variant bureau, by the way. Just want to point that out. I was right in saying, asking who was really in charge and what was really their purpose, and we got to see that. I mean, it basically was someone trying to maintain control, and in their head, it was them protecting us from himself, which, in the end of the day. Ended up being right, you know, Dennis, right? I mean, it was a great stepping up point to a very big, I'd say, figure coming up in the Marvel universe.
That's true. He who remains.
Yes,
AKA King the Conqueror.
Woo! Say it.
So, let's talk about Jonathan Majors, I believe. Jonathan Majors. You know him from Lovecraft Country. He there might be rumors of that still being alive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Live support. Okay, we'll give him final rights.
Holding out hope.
We're giving him final rights, guys. Give him final rights.
But Jonathan Majors makes his appearance in the final episode as King the Conqueror, he who remains, and I think he steals the entire scene that he's in.
Yeah, let's take it back there, because we're overlooking Loki being this key figure and how he and she were just amazing. I mean, I love the fact that Loki kind of fell in love with himself. I mean, it's it's almost
so
like
wild,
Kanye,
but it fits
it's
his
Kanye
character.
West. I mean, come on, like this is what Kanye would do, like, right? Like, if there's one person who would love Kanye just as much as Kanye, it would be Kanye.
Well, if Kanye met a Kanye variant,
yes.
you know he's obsessing.
Oh, he's dropping whoever he's dating right
God.
now. It's a match made in heaven. Like, Kanye's like, can we do this? Can we find a girl version of me so I can just, and make kids with as well? Would be kind of weird, but whatever. It's another conversation another day. But I'm pretty sure he would be definitely. And you know what? Another person would be in it too. A-Rod. I think A-Rod also.
Yeah.
A-Rod would also love to date a female version of himself.
But A-Rod would definitely fight himself eventually.
Oh, well, I mean, there's only one mirror. I mean, that's the problem. Like, when you love yourself so much and you come to paparazzi all the time, well, if your female self is calling paparazzi and you're calling paparazzi, they have to pick who to go first.
And A-Rod Prime already knows that he himself is a cheater. So any other A-Rod that comes along is like,
I know you're a cheater. Well, now, see, that's not true, because as we saw in Loki, at the end of the day, there were some little differences, and that's why they fought, right? Because we saw one Loki who wanted to kill Kang, and then we saw another Loki who wasn't sure of the outcome if we did kill him, right? So it was one. Well, you had the female, what were you saying, or Sylvie, right? We'll call her Sylvie. That was her name. Sylvie wanted to kill Kang because she basically had enough, wanted her own free will. That's another key topic: free will. And you had another Loki worried about the repercussions if he was true, and that a much evil version of himself is out there, and the reason why he's doing it is to protect us from him. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy in a sense, right? Like, because you are kind of the version you're trying to prevent us from, you've kind of become as well. He's been running whatever behind the scenes and telling people what to do and who to remove from the timeline for whatever purpose. So it was.
He didn't even care that he could have been killed. He was like, listen, either you guys take over or you kill me. All this shit's gonna happen, and I'm just gonna wind up back here.
Yeah, like just the worst version. I mean, and as we saw at the last scene, he was right.
Yep.
He was definitely right.
Now, do you have any sort of explanation as to why, when Loki gets back to the TVA, they don't remember him?
I mean, it's altering reality, right? Like the world. Well, I feel like he was. Remember, he was in a different time. Like, I feel like he was like this old little time bubble, like absent of time. Right?
Yeah, he was outside of the timeline because where Kang existed outside of that line. So
when he went back, the timeline changed because Kang redid everything. I feel like, I mean, he's still God, right? And he still can mess with time. Right? Like,
that does make sense. It affected everybody else who was still there. But no, but then to that end, right, the TVA is also outside of the timeline, is it not?
But TVA is something he created, so he can do whatever he wants with them. He's the one feeding them information. The TVA does. I mean, it's pretty easy. They have devices to erase your memory.
I was a little thrown off by that when they were like, "Oh, who are you?"
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they can. We don't even know how they erase these various memories, because apparently these variants don't have no idea. They have small pieces of their past, which they don't even know their past. So it's pretty easy to for Kang or whatever to erase memories because he's done before, and we don't know how he does it, right? And the thing is, we don't know who's Sylvie if she remembers either.
That's true.
Because we don't have a lot of context to know why Loki remembers and no one else does.
Probably the most underrated part of the last couple episodes of Loki was Croaky by far.
Croaky?
I mean,
I do like the fact that he put on someone's hand. That was kind of cool. Remind me of Happy Gilmore. for the most part. I did like the old school version of Loki.
Yeah, what was it? Richard Grant?
Richard Grant had the from head to toe like the original like comic book version of Loki.
Like Party City Halloween costumes,
horns and everything. But he gave him an awesome scene too. Like if you're dressing up that bad, you gotta give you something awesome to do.
Oh yeah,
no, he saved the day.
He went out like a G.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
and you gotta respect that.
Yep.
I mean, I did find it interesting though. It was like they could not control throughout all this, throughout time and space, was Loki. Think about it. Like they had to remove a lot of different Loki variants throughout the timeline. For some strange reason, Loki was the key to bringing the Hell House down. And even then, when they got sent to the alternate plane to be eaten by whatever that thing was, they're the only ones to survive, right? Everyone who went down there was dissolved, but yet versions of Loki were finding ways to survive on their own. I mean, that's very he played a very key role into these very like what became now.
So this is obviously going to lead into Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. What kind of what kind? I mean, that was obvious.
Oh, was it obvious? You were saying
it's in the title, Multiverse of Madness. Anyway,
I was saying that this was created. We were creating a multiverse that would lead into it.
All right,
that's a big difference.
Okay,
I called the multiverse being created prior to the movie. Give me my credit. Though.
Okay, you get your 2 cents of credit.
2 cents, maybe 3.
Anyway, what do you think Loki's involvement in that movie is going to be? Are we getting one like kind of cameo scene where he pops up and he's talking to Doctor Strange like, "Yo, listen, here's what happened. I fucked up. Well, we killed this dude and we shouldn't have. There's a female me. There's a crocodile me."
Whoa! Let's rewind it back. Remember, we have no idea how Loki got removed from the first Avengers. That's Loki we're talking about.
Does he even know Doctor Strange?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Like
that's right. Yeah.
Doctor Strange version of Loki, I don't think they even met because he died in the first season. He died.
No, they met Infinity War, they met.
How? Loki died in the first scenes. Remember he got his neck snapped. Loki got his neck snapped.
Wait, so because Doctor Strange sends him through the portal. He's like, "I've been falling for 30 minutes. What movie is that? That's Infinity War, beginning of Infinity War, I think.
No, Loki dies.
No. I'm sorry. No, that's Thor. Ragnarok. Yeah.
Because I don't think so. I don't think they ever crossed paths.
Strange made him fall through a portal and just let him fall for half an hour, and it just made him pop back up when he was done talking to Thor.
Hey, I have to rewatch Ragnarok. I can't recall the action back because I just remember in Infinity War. Oh yeah, Infinity War he dies, and that was before. Got sent.
Yeah, he dies in Infinity War, but they do meet.
But I don't remember Ragnarok. I didn't like Ragnarok.
You really? Yeah. That's the best Thor movie.
It's not seen much.
Yeah, true. But
I mean, you're like, okay. I watched it, but I was like, oh, okay. By the third movie, I was kind of sick of Thor.
Have you seen, by the way, speaking of Ragnarok, was it Korg, that rock creature? Do you remember him?
Yeah.
Did you see the Deadpool video that came out? Deadpool is shooting his own reaction video to the Free Guy trailer.
Oh, yeah.
And he has Korg sit in with him for the reaction because Taika Waititi is also in Free Guy.
Oh,
that's like pretty funny. You gotta check that out.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds, that dude. Yeah. Okay, get back on subject.
Yeah. Back on the track.
But yeah, like Loki, I gotta admit, it was a very good series, well done. We got 3 original series, all done differently, all done very well. And you know what? Like you got to pick your poison. What was your favorite? You wouldn't be wrong if you however you ranked them because I felt like you got what you're looking for.
Yeah, it kind of depends on your taste or really which character you like best. I mean,
I will say this. They should have given to us when they first rolled out Disney Plus because I was playing early for this stuff, and They took their sweet time giving it to us, but they hit it. They actually did a good job that they did give it to us. Like, they did a good job where I don't regret it. Just wish we had it earlier.
And I think with with the whole pandemic, had that not happened, I think we would have had some of that earlier.
Disney Plus rolled out before the pandemic, and this stuff should have been ready before the pandemic. My whole issue, like when I got Disney Plus, I was like, cool. When's this stuff going to drop? And it didn't drop It didn't drop that first year. Disney Plus was rolled out in 2018.
Is it that far?
It was 18, no, 19.
Yeah, there was 19.
19, because 2020 was, it was 2019, and then we didn't get nothing, and we got COVID. Then that COVID came. But they should have had something ready to go when that platform rolled out.
Well, I know Falcon and the Winter Soldier specifically got delayed.
Yeah, but they should have
bumped WandaVision to premiere in front of it.
But they should have been filming before that. That's my whole problem. Like, they were talking about this. This was before they rolled out. They were going to do all this original content. This is where we're going to get if you got Disney Plus. We all got Disney Plus, and we're like, where's this original content?
Sure. Speaking of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, did you see Don Cheadle got an Emmy nomination for his 90-second appearance?
Hey man, do what you gotta do, man. Why not?
I saw somebody comparing it to Denzel finally getting the Oscar for Training Day when he should have gotten it years before.
No, because at least Denzel actually was in the movie, right? Like, we're talking about someone who did a special appearance. While it was memorable, in that scene, it still doesn't make it. Still is like, why is he going to Emmy for that? But hey, I'm not gonna sit there and.
I'm curious to see who else is in that category that they dug him for it. But hey, whatever.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Yeah, good luck to him. But yeah, Loki was excellent. It's gonna jumpstart a lot of other story threads. Can't wait to see Multiverse.
Yeah, it's gonna lead into. We'll see what happens, because right now we're gonna lead into What If. That's all, but that's more of a digital cartoon version. So we get a lot of different variables, but they also are possibilities now with the new multiverse. Like, we can sit there and say, well, it may not be it's a possible of a reality that's out there now.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool.
It literally isn't just what if anymore. Like, it is. It's what if this is one of those other timelines.
It's a timeline now. Like, it can be. Like, why could you say not? If we got, if Killmonger does save Tony Stark, we don't get Iron Man, right?
That's true.
Maybe Killmonger and Tony Stark team up and go to Wakanda and take over Wakanda. I mean, that would change other things, because we know Killmonger can actually beat T'Challa in hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah, sure can.
He beat him once, and then he cheated again, but that's the difference between another day.
So, from Loki, let's do a little movie talk.
Well, I mean, it does lead into great verses. We have on one side we have the movie that we've been talking about for about 2 years now.
I feel like it's longer than that.
It's been longer because it has been done. Unlike those original content shows that were done later than they should have, they've had Black Widow sitting on this shelf for well over a year.
Yeah, it's been ready to go for a minute.
These dudes were talking about Black Widow last summer. It was supposed to drop last summer, a big head, and said, go ahead, I got it. We all understood. But they could have gave it to us while we were all hunkered down and had nothing to watch. We got the Last Dance, Michael Jordan, which is amazing. But we would love some like Black Widow on the side. I mean, it's a movie that already took place and everything, so it doesn't really mess up anything, but you had it there, you just chose to hold on to it.
Yeah.
And that's versus Space Jams.
A New Legacy.
Yeah. Well, it's something, right? It's something. Legacy is we'll use that term loosely, people. Use that term loosely.
So we got one Black Widow that just released 2 weeks ago. in theaters and Disney Plus. What was it? Exclusive, Premiere Access. Then you have Space Jam, which dropped in theaters this weekend, also on HBO Max. If you look at the numbers, and if you haven't, LeBron will surely tell you because he already tweeted about it. Space Jam actually beat out Black Widow in the box office numbers for its opening week, which is a little surprising.
It's not really that surprising, dude. Like, when you think about it, we've already been Black Widowed out. I think most of us were like, well, I'll watch it when I watch it. I don't have to watch it right away. It's like it's been heavy anticipated. It's been talked about so long. I think you sit there and say, it's whatever. And now with Disney Plus, where they're like, well, I'm not going to pay another. I already paid for Disney Plus. Why should I have to then pay another extra, $30 to get their premiere access for this one movie? They're going to put on their platform in a few more months, and I get to watch it for free because I already paid for it. Like, if you think about it, it's like, I'm not going to watch Black Widow. I'll just wait for them to drop right on Disney Plus. Because there's no rush to watch it either. At least with this, it's just like a one-off. Like, okay, well, I can maybe go to the movie theaters summertime, go to movie theaters. If you're older and you remember the original, well, you may feel drawn to go watch this one. You're gonna have a lot of basketball fans. First of all, we're in the middle of NBA Finals, right?
Right.
So you have the NBA pumping this like no one's business left and right. I mean, apparently TNT, they're in business with them too, so they're involved in promoting this wildly left and right as well.
You got a stake in it.
So for me, it's like it makes sense for it to do so open weekend because it's been shoved down people's throats for so much longer. I know Black Widow has, but I feel like most of us sit there and like, okay, well, I'll watch it when I watch it because I'm not having to rush it anymore. Like, I mean, were you that? You remember how you were amped for Endgame for Infinity War's an Endgame? Did you have that same feeling for Black Widow?
No, absolutely not. It's you are vested in the universe because it's a Marvel movie. You have to watch it.
I'm not saying not watch it. But you just watch when you can.
Yeah. There's no urgency. Infinity War Endgame, you had to see it opening weekend because you could not go back into the office Monday and expect not to be spoiled.
There are things that are relevant to the future of the franchise. Mm-hmm. Black Widow is nothing relevant to the future of the franchise because we kind of knew we were going to get out. Actually, that last final scene was something that which tied into Winter Falcon Winter Soldier because we had Miss Hydra.
Val, yeah.
Yeah, she's Miss Hydra, isn't she?
Yeah. I don't think they've officially confirmed that, but that's in the comics,
that's who she is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we had that little link at the end that kind of changes things, so we kind of know the mantle will be switching over to someone new from Black Widow when someone's dead. So we just didn't know how it was going to happen, and now I think we're starting to see the genesis of I don't even know her sister's name.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll call her Black Widow for now. Sorry, folks. We're bad. I'm bad with names.
I know it's Florence Pugh is the actress. So.
Okay, that's great. I didn't ask you for the actress. Her character's name. Right, that's the character's name.
Yeah, I got nothing.
No, you do. Anyways, but you're going to see a battle between that and Hawkeye for a bit. I mean, that's probably the next thing. How they're going to happen? No, I'm not sure yet, but we're going to see something to that.
I think they basically gave you the main plot thread for the Hawkeye series.
Is it? Well, I thought they scrapped that.
No, it's still coming. I think the focus of the series is going to be on Clint's daughter. Yeah.
But I thought they scrapped it or pushed it back. You might want to check in on that.
No, I think that's still on the docket.
I'm not too sure about that. We have the stat guys look into it, and we'll get back to these guys later on.
Yeah, we'll have the interns look at it.
Interns, yeah. These are your daughters, right?
Yeah, basically. Regardless, we did the hard work of watching both of these movies earlier today. Which one did you enjoy more?
We didn't even talk about Space Jam yet. We only talked about Black Widow.
Okay, all right. Let's.
But we didn't need to talk about Space Jam because that's all we need to say about it. We watched Space Jam and Black Widow, and You got everything you heard everything we had to say about Black Widow. And you heard everything we had to say about Space Jam.
Space Jam was something. If you've been paying attention to
watch the original again.
I think we did actually. We after watching the new Space Jam, we immediately went and played like the first 10 minutes of the old Space Jam just as like a palate cleanser, just to wash that taste out.
I mean, hey, I give A for effort for LeBron James, but he's not an actor, and I felt like they were trying to make LeBron James. They switched the focus of the second movie into LeBron James and his family, saving the family, versus what the old movie did was focus was Michael Jordan playing a basketball game, helping save the Toons. So it really wasn't focus on Michael Jordan as more as focus on the Toons being themselves, whatever, and Jordan aiding.
It's a bad movie,
but it's one of those things where LeBron James being that acting is pretty bad. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I get he was trying to play himself in a movie, but I don't know if you watched Trainwreck. He was much better in Trainwreck than he was in this movie, and Trainwreck used to be LeBron James.
I keep hearing that he's pretty decent in that movie. I haven't seen it.
I mean, because they let him be funny. LeBron James can be funny. He's very witty as well. But, like, you can't... They didn't let him play to his strengths, I feel like. They just look... And maybe that's because of because of his involvement in the project.
But I mean, who's they? Because he executive produced them.
Yeah, but I mean, there's still other people in the hands in the pocket. I mean, Warner Bros. All over that place. So you think LeBron James? You think they're gonna let LeBron James tell them what they want to do with their own product? They can find any NBA player to play this movie, to play in this. They don't need him. Oh, you don't do it? Fine. Yo, KD, KD.
But
you got just as many rings, bruh.
But see, that's the thing. I don't think it is that easy just to stick any other player into that role, because you need Jordan. Obviously, is iconic. He was the player of that era.
Okay.
It's arguable that you could say LeBron is a player of this era.
I don't think you need that, because I mean that was you didn't need the greatest player ever to do that. For that, you just needed a good player, a recognizable player, in my opinion. At the time, that was Jordan. You're looking at it from an iconic standpoint, I get it, but I feel like Jordan was just the most popular player at this standpoint, and why not just give him this movie and let him just be Michael Jordan? In this movie here, clearly if this is where everyone wanted to go, you need to make sure you had a guy who could actually hold his own weight in acting part.
Yeah, the new movie demanded more acting from LeBron than the first one did of Jordan. Jordan was basically himself for that entire movie.
Did I just say that? You're just repeating everything I just said.
I'm just,
So you're just trying to take my information.
I'm streamlining it for you.
Streamlining it.
Yeah.
It's not Joe Buttons, but okay. Like, you just retorted what I just said.
Go ahead. LeBron did not do a good job of acting in this movie. There were a lot of cringy moments in there.
Well, the plot was just hard to follow.
The plot was all over the place.
It was just, I just didn't get it. Like, I still don't get why no one recognized Don Cheadle. Like, you can't have a movie that was like, oh, everyone's famous, and you have Sarah Silverman play a regular person no one's gonna recognize, and Don Cheadle, like this computer program. So let's start back on a couple things.
Go ahead.
Okay, so they call this computer program an algorithm, which, to my knowledge, it wasn't an algorithm. Like, they had an algorithm to determine things. I get that, but this was more of an AI, because he was controlling things, and he was developing, as we saw throughout this whole process. He was thinking for himself. Mm-hmm. That's not an algorithm at that point, at any point in time. The AI uses algorithms to solve for things, and make decisions.
Yeah,
but it doesn't think on its own. This was I get the name why you use algorithm. It was more of a plot device because they wanted to use the algorithm. But it wasn't that funny. It wasn't that clever.
Yeah,
and I thought it was more confusing because if you made the basics, you're like, wait, is it an algorithm is controlling this? I'm so confused. Within Warner Brothers, and then you had the Looney Tunes. Like, it was too chaotic. They had. Greatest part was all the cameos.
Oh yeah,
the cameos galore, and we all kind of miss a bunch. But if you guys want to write the ones you recognize, go right ahead, because maybe together we piece the ones that we missed, so we don't have to watch it a second time or third time, because I ain't gonna do that.
Yeah,
sorry.
There are gonna be plenty of videos that come out.
Yeah,
that
I was saying
all the cameos. That's essentially the most enjoyable part
I don't
of the
think
movie.
we can do a second time watching this movie.
Yeah. This is not a rewatchable movie. Listen, the people that are going to see Space Jam are going to see it for two reasons: because they have kids that want to see it, or because they're a fan of the first one and they have hope that the second one is going to bring back some emotions or nostalgia from the first one, which is understandable. We're here to tell you, no, this movie is bad.
See, anyone who actually follows would have had the same feelings I did, which was the first one was good. Why are we doing this? I don't think it's going to be good because I've heard rumors about what they're doing with this. So why even bother watching? Because I didn't really watch it for you guys. Because if I had my choice, I would have waited and not watched it at all. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what was better, Space Jam or Uncle Drew. Guys, come on, man. Kyrie and Michael Jordan and LeBron James. I know they still don't see eye to eye, but don't have an act ever again. It's just
rough times.
Yes,
rough times.
It just doesn't make any sense.
What's your feeling on the new Toon Squad jerseys?
I like the jerseys. I didn't mind them. Like, I like the colors and schemes and everything like that. I was okay with it. I like the fact that they kind of made it gender neutral as well, because let's be real. The first one, they over sexualized the female for one reason only. But when you think about it, it was supposed to be a kid's movie. Do you really need to see a sexy bunny rabbit?
You better be careful talking about Lola. There's a lot of Lola fans out there that are very upset over the creative changes.
Well, it's a rabbit. Get over it, guys. She still was in the movie. She wasn't half naked. Okay, great. She's a cartoon. Get over it. And if you're that upset, get a life.
I just remember when they first, I guess the first images of the new Lola, you saw the hashtag come out, "Not My Lola." Oh,
I did not realize that. I'm pretty sure Lola doesn't give a shit about you guys either, so don't worry about it.
It's that whole angle is just funny to me. There's literally no damage done. It's the same character. She was a good character for the movie.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Why? I don't mind the character changes and everything. It's just, like I said, the plot was all over the place. The acting wasn't great. It's just the original was so good. It just didn't need to be redone. And
oh man, like
to this point, it wasn't even. If you ever do something, do it safe. Play it safe.
You knew that this movie was not going to come close to the first one. But you didn't know that it was going to be so far from the first one.
Yeah, we did, because LeBron James said he wanted to make this family focused. But I'm like, this is a dumb plot, bro, because this is not a family movie. Like, this is not the family type of movie. You're trying to act when this should be acting. Should be play basketball.
It's
the reason why people are watching this movie is not for see you try to be like Kevin Hart or whatever, but it's to be LeBron James. Play basketball.
Is it strange that the most believable scenes that LeBron was in were the scenes where he was being a dick to his kids?
No, because I won't see a dick. I mean, what father doesn't want their kids to follow in their footsteps, right? If you're a family athlete, there are some parts where it was like cringeworthy. I think it was like, I feel like if you're having to play LeBron James, be LeBron James, but LeBron James is pretty, like, it's been known LeBron James is a very good father. Like, he's hands on, I get it, but they pushed him way too down the old school father, and like, we'll do it my way, no video games. It's like, I'm like, come on, bro, like, haven't seen me play video games.
He threw the Game Boy out in the beginning of the movie, and I was immediately turned off.
But that was a different code. But yeah, it was too much. Like, I'm like, well, you telling a kid who has options, stick to basketball because that's the only thing you're good at. You'll make it there. Like, let the kid be him. I mean, no offense, you have a son who likes playing basketball and making games. Or really, you're sit there and say stick to basketball when he's freaking. First of all, he has generational wealth. So he does not need to play basketball ever in his life, thanks to what you've done.
He doesn't need to do anything.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about LeBron James. That's what LeBron James has done. So to sit there and try to force him to play basketball because you did, instead of him being able to do other projects, just doesn't make any sense because you're freaking LeBron James. Why are you? You know what I'm saying? Like, let him. You did all this work so they can have decisions, and you make decisions for them. I don't know. It just didn't really sit well with me.
Yeah, it's cringy, and it's kind of hard to believe or suspend disbelief, which is an interesting thing to say when you're watching a movie about a guy playing basketball with cartoons. But
like,
I digress.
No, I just feel like they should have kept it like simple with the other movie.
Yeah,
let the actors do the acting, and the athletes do what they do best: play basketball, smile, nod, and just shoot and pose.
you telling him to shut up and dribble?
No, I am saying that. I said no. He can still talk, but he was talking way too much.
No, yeah, his acting scenes were rough.
I mean,
and
listen, the beginning of the movie, LeBron James takes a business meeting to talk about like opportunities outside of basketball, and he brings his son with him to this meeting like he's a business partner. I mean, think about it, like why is his son in his like proper business meeting with LeBron James? Right, he's at Warner Brothers. They're talking about, hey, we want to sit there expand the LeBron James brand and kind of pair you with our tech base and try to and merge the two where we think it's gonna be profitable. And his son is sitting there, giving advice? Like, I'm just confused. I don't even know why he's there.
Like he's an advisor.
Yeah, I mean, why is your son in the middle of this freaking business meeting when he should be playing basketball because you want to play basketball this fucking time, or all his career what he wants to do? I don't get it. And then the whole, let's go downstairs to this random room and go open the door to the servers. It didn't follow any logic. Why would LeBron James be down there? Like, even if those doors opened up, you like at the bottom in the movie where you wouldn't go out, you would not sit there and just get off that floor and just start entering a room.
Yeah, just wander past a door that clearly authorized people only.
They did the same thing with LeBron James' family. Oh, let's go down here. Oh, let's open this door here. And like, why would you sit there and say, who does that?
Yeah, a lot of weird decisions made in this movie.
Decisions don't make follows. By the way, you have 2 kids with you. Why are you just rolling through a building when you're not? Where it's just authorized personnel only, and you just take your kids and rules be damned. This is where you're going. I mean, come on. Like, I'm sorry. I just felt like it felt like the script was lazy.
If you have a kid who really wants to see it, sit down and watch it with them. But watch on HBO Max. You don't have to go to a theater to see this. You really don't. If you got a good enough TV, you're good.
Do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Don't watch information or whatever. But
if you yourself want to watch it because you watched the first one and you kind of feel obligated, I'm letting you off the hook right now. Do not feel obligated. Trust what we are saying and what the reviews are saying. Leave it alone.
Well, wait. I disagree with that.
Oh?
Yeah. These are our opinions, right? And in my opinion, I stand by it. But I feel like you should make your own decision. Now, you want to hear all these opinions and everything, and you tend to follow what people do, that's great. But you should form it for yourself. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you got the time and it doesn't cost any money, if you already have HBO Max, try it out. See if you like it or not. It's not going to cost you any extra money. Now, if it's something that may cost you extra money, then you can sit there and debate about it. But to me, it's like, if you don't let us tell you that you shouldn't watch something that you may like. We all have different tastes. We may have similar interests, but at the end of the day,
don't listen to him. Listen to me. Don't see this.
Okay, anyways,
don't waste your time.
See, be your own man. Be your own person. Be your own person. You may like different aspects of it. You may get more nostalgia than I did. For what we watched, yeah.
View at your own risk.
Enjoy it. You can if you like Acme Acres, if you like all that stuff, Looney Tunes.
Oh yeah, I mean, you get a few classic Looney Tunes scenes, which is cool. Yeah,
too. You mean Penguin cameo?
The Mr. Freeze in the road from Batman and Robin. That's pretty funny. That
kind of was great. So it really depends on who you are, but also how much you have to spend. If you're not spending any damn money, I'd say watch it. If you are have to spend money, a lot of it, Well,
If you got HBO Max because you got a family member's login or whatever, put it to use. Otherwise,
so if you can steal it from your other family members, yeah, till HBO catches on.
thanks, Mom.
Yeah, till HBO catches on. Because Netflix is trying to do that too now.
Yeah.
You hear about what they're doing?
Yeah, they're trying to lock that down.
Where it's by
login sharing.
Which is bullshit. Like, the whole purpose of streaming is that, I get a bunch of different streaming services, you get different streaming services. We share them, and we all get to watch what we want.
And then we have a network, a network of streaming services.
We're not going to sit there and just... If I get shared with other people, Netflix because one of the things where I'm like, well, I mean, just cut Netflix out then. You know, because I just don't want to be... I need to share it with other people, just like I can share other streaming services.
There's so many services out now that
exactly.
you don't need Netflix.
You're not going game in town anymore.
Yeah.
Especially, and this is my pet peeve with Netflix. And you guys may not agree with me, but do your research and you'll find out they do this a lot. When you watch a lot of Netflix original shows, they just cancel them. They don't give you final season or even final episode or two for closure. They'll just stop it halfway through on a cliffhanger, and it's like...
They are the masters of the abrupt cancellation
on good shows.
Yeah,
they just get too expensive for them, so we don't want them anymore. And I'm like, so why do we put all this effort into watching Netflix? So they can't even, so it doesn't pay off in the end. Like, you can't give me one episode to close, one like TV movie. You fucking Netflix. All we need is that, and we'll say, okay, great, it was where I lasted. We'll move on. But so when you leave things on cliffhangers all the time, after a while, it's like, I don't want to watch the show, get invested, and be left hanging because they got too expensive because it was good.
That's a good point. You don't want to have that reputation like, I can't commit to a show on Netflix because you're going to leave me hanging out there.
Exactly. Like, you're not going to tell me. I mean, it's not like it's a bad ending. It's like we don't even get an ending.
Yeah.
Which is even worse because they're like, what? This was successful, yeah. So why would you cancel it? We just didn't want to pay for that money anymore. Get it together, Netflix. If you're gonna crack down on logins like that, then you better protect your better shows. If you want to sit there and limit the amount of like different areas to use it to 3, cool. But to make it seem like sharing should be like outlawed is being very petty and greedy at this point in time. Yeah. I mean, you're gonna raise the prices anyway, exactly. So do you? Listen, like you said, Hulu, you have Disney Plus, you're having Apple now. Do you have a Hulu account, by the way? No. I used to have one, but I need a Hulu. I need a Hulu hookup. I just take shit for free online. I don't think muting your mic matters because mine was still on. I know that, but I just thought it was kind of cool to do it. So yeah, Hulu, like, I don't really care about Hulu, but if I did get it, like, if I did have access to it, I'd probably, I don't know, because they have commercials too, right? There's different subscription levels. Yeah, I know, like, Hulu has weird levels, and I really don't care about Hulu. If you got a Hulu account, drop your login and password in the comments below. What show do you want to watch on Hulu that you don't get to watch right now? They do have a fair amount of anime on there that are in dub. Specifically, that MODOK show they have. I heard it's not that good anyway. Really? Yeah, I heard it's not worth it. It's weird and it's not like what you think it's gonna be. It looks very Robot Chicken-y. Yeah, but it's not Robot Chicken-y, but they're trying to be it. And it's just, it just doesn't work from what I've heard. Like, now, like I said before, you can form your own opinion, but if you're spending money on Hulu for that, that's not the draw. That's a tough draw for me. Yeah, like for one show only. I mean, that shit was rough. But whatever, tomato. Reeling it back a little bit. Clearly, I think it's fair to say we enjoyed Black Widow more than Space Jam. Black Widow was fine. Like, it was a fine movie, right? Like, we got what we wanted. I actually thought it'd be more of a origin story when I first announced it. I didn't read in depth about it, but I just figured it'd be origin story where it led into maybe how her and Clint met, because they've only had that story that we don't know about, but that's how they met, and you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, are they able to give us that context of what that was about? No, I got, because she's dead now, and Clint's about to get his ass kicked by her sister. So maybe he does say it there, but I doubt it. But I mean, it even to get what happened in between Civil War and Infinity Wars was pretty good. You know, like she went off to do her own thing for a bit, and then went back to Captain America.
It filled in a nice little gap,
yeah, which is cool. Like, I mean, I'm intrigued to see what they do with Hawkeye, because like with Hawkeye and with Black Widow, those are only two human, like, people without powers, as you see.
Yeah.
So to see their journey throughout this process is going to be a little bit different, because there's more of a, oh yeah, this shit hurts type of feel to it, as we saw with Black Widow.
Yeah.
You know, guys don't take aspirins in the morning, right? Like,
I like that little crack. It's like, listen, if they did anything to you, they're gonna send one of the big ones after. Like, who are the big ones? You know.
But the thing is, like, she says this, but when you actually watch Infinity Wars, yo, she's fighting these guys like it's like no one's business, right? I mean,
she's in there. She's doing her thing.
She's doing her thing. I mean, she's holding her own. They have saved Scarlet Witch. You remember with Vision, and when he's getting an ass kicking, he has powers. So does she. I mean, she's fucking. You saw what she did with the whole woo, right? But yet, who saves her? Black Widow, who has just can fight. That's about it. Skilled fighter at that, though. I think the best part about the movie, though, was these little jabs about her posing.
Oh, that is funny.
Posing scene.
That is funny.
I felt like it was so pro because that's her move.
Yeah. They take the time to poke fun at one of the biggest, like, I don't know what you would call it, pet peeves or not. So it's not to me. I don't care about it.
You know, it's like whatever. But the fact she points it out and then she reenacts it a couple times, you know.
She hits the pose and she's like,
oh, the first time she does it hurts. But then when she does it the final time, she's like, I'll never do it again. But when she started showing the first time, you know that pose, like, you know, the...
They did the hand flip too.
She actually does it when she's bringing out the father in prison, and she jumps out the plane. She's like, "See, always posing."
This is such a poser.
Such a poser. And she doesn't fall asleep. It's like that type of stuff was actually. I felt it was well timed, and it's like it hits a certain like. Wow, this is probably why I keep watching and stuff, because stuff like this.
Yeah, Marvel does really well with kind of laughing at themselves and sneaking in some little points of humor along, along with the movie. Yeah,
it just made me smile constantly. Like, okay, I can do this. I can do that.
David Harbour was pretty much funny in every scene he's in.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, basically. I mean, like, some people just fit a role, and he fit a role.
Oh yeah, he was perfect for it.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm glad they did a good job. I mean, they hyped it for a while. Now, is it like legendary? No, but it's a good movie where you're like, that's not bad.
Yeah.
I'm satisfied.
I'm not mad that I watched this.
Story was okay. Yeah. You know, action. You know, memorable, no, but some funny moments. Like, it wouldn't change the narrative of, as of right now. Who knows if they end up adding things to it, because you know how to do things in the movies.
Oh, yeah.
But as of right now, you don't really need to watch it to know the story, for the overall arc of, what's been going on Marvel. But it's good. It's nice, like, palette, cleanser, not cleanser, but
I feel like if you had to put a number on it, it's a solid 3 out of 5.
I'll give it 7 out of 10. So yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, that's about right. That's about something.
I give it a little bit higher. I go 3.5 out of 5. Because I think it's better than average.
I'm thinking it's a strong 3. It's
better than average.
Yeah,
I say it's better than average. So like, I'd say that's why I want to say 3.5. Like I'm not gonna say 4 because 4 is like close to 5.
Yeah, no, 4.
So 3.5 is like that's why I said 7 on a scale of 1 to 10.
I can see that.
You know,
I
like,
can see it.
You know, because I mean, you probably like Ragnarok over Black Widow.
Yeah. Yeah,
I have to rewatch Ragnarok to see if that's holds true for me.
Yeah, Ragnarok
like,
definitely
I remember
more
parts
fun.
of Ragnarok, but you know, at the same time, like I don't know. I like I said, I was over Thor. So, and you know, what kills me is that I thought they were going to do Planet of the Hulks one of these days, and since we didn't get that when Hulk came back, I'm like, well, I don't want to watch this now because Planet of the Hulks is kind of cool. You know, like but Planet of the Hulks, that's awesome. I mean, fuck yeah.
So if we're gonna do scores, then what would you rate Space Jam?
Out of what?
We'll use your 10-point scale.
My 10-point scale.
Yeah. Well, is 1 your lowest or is 0 your lowest?
If I gave it a 7, what do you think? If I gave Black Widow 7 on my scale, what do you think is the lowest or just high?
I don't know.
Really?
I don't know.
If you do a scale of 1 to 10, usually 10 is the high and 1's the low.
I've seen people go 0. Go from 0.
But you're asking me is 1 good or is 10
No. I'm asking you, what's your bottom? Is it 0 or what?
Oh, okay. I thought you were asking me what my bottom is. 10 the bottom or is 1 the bottom?
No.
Because I'm like, well, what? No one goes 0. Like, no, we're going 1 to 10. It's not
All right,
0.
okay, 1. Fine. That's
What?
a simple question.
On a scale of 1 to 10, that's tough. It's not a 5. It's below a 5, easily.
Fair.
It's below a 4. 3, sure, 1. So the problem is I don't have a reference for a 1.
Well,
I don't know what qualifies for what. Like, usually, I've never had to regulate this that poorly before. I'm gonna go with we'll go with 3.
I think that's fair.
I think you got nostalgia in there, even though I didn't like a lot of it. The cameos made up for it. I got Bugs. You know, I got Daffy. You know, wish Bo Murray would have had a cameo in it. Would have been kind of awesome. Yeah. Still don't understand why a computer pick any face and picks Don Cheadle of all faces. I mean, I'm sorry. Like, it's just weird. Like, we're gonna pick a random. Let's have a big dude who's dangerous.
I saw
intimidating.
I saw a meme that said Don Cheadle when he meets his variants. And then they showed this dude from Space Jam. They showed one of them was Terrence Howard.
Iron Man, yeah.
But yeah, I agree. I think I would have put it at a 3 out of 10. It has its little nostalgic moments, its little cameos. That's about it, though. We didn't need LeBron James' whole family there. Like, I don't know why they're trying to play that. I don't get why they took this route with this movie. It just didn't need to happen that way. Like, they casted like some pretty good actors, like good actors in it, but I'm like, you spend money in the wrong places. Like, LeBron James didn't need his wife throughout the whole entire movie. It really wasn't necessary. Yeah. Sonika Martin Green.
Yeah, but it wasn't necessary. Matter of fact, the whole plot would have been better just taking a different route altogether. And just having, like, doing what Michael did with his kids. Like, they came out for they had a couple of little quick. I'm not even sure it was his kids or not, but referencing the kids were like a quick cameos here and there, and they went back to the tune stuff. And that's how you kind of want to keep that movie.
The Michael Jordan cameo is pretty funny, though.
The Michael B. Jordan cameo.
I mean, I was trying not to spoil it, but yeah. We
saw that happening. Like, what you can tell was Michael Jordan. Like, first of all, you think Michael Jordan's gonna let Michael Jordan and LeBron James have basically a rivalry. Now, it's not Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's giving it back because I think he feels LeBron James on his heels, right? We gotta give credit's due, right? Mm-hmm. LeBron James is that dude Maybe not be better than Michael Jordan, but he's that dude. They've had this rivalry. You wear his number, right? You've basically have tried to break a lot of records and then some. You compare yourself to him, right?
Right.
And then you do this movie that he did. It bombed. Like, big time. Now, I feel bad for LeBron. Because, like, to me, this takes him down a level.
It definitely didn't help. Definitely didn't help the legacy.
But going to your question, why would Michael Jordan do a cameo to boost LeBron James?
He would
possibly that cameo help propel.
Oh no, he wouldn't. There's
right?
not a chance in hell the actual Michael Jordan's appearing in this movie. No, of course not.
I think it was perfect. He was like, I was down there just getting popcorn. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. That's cool. Like, okay, ha ha ha.
Here's a question for you: which was better, Goon Squad or the Monstars?
Monstars.
I can appreciate your lack of hesitation.
I just didn't get the Goon Squad. Like there was the whole morphing into like these weird. I'm like, no, just it was easier. It was easier to tell who was who with the Monstars as well. And I mean, they got like
I'm assuming the gold time guy. Was that supposed to be Dame Lillard?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was Dame Lillard.
I was a little confused.
Yeah, it was weird. Like, the only person I recognized off the back is they showed the transition was there, Tarazi. And the brow, because, like, his brow, and they made fun of him. Yeah. And the rest, I'm like, wait, who? I keep forgetting.
Yeah, who was the water guy?
I don't know. I can't remember. Sorry, not sorry. I don't get why would he water anyways? Why would you make this guy water? Like,
It seemed to like hurt him more on defense than anything else. Like, he just kept running through him.
I mean, you should be like trying to like, but it just didn't make sense. Like with the Monstars, it was basketball. They could do things, cool things throughout it. The way they were doing it, it was like just weird. Like, oh, we have points up. First of all, it was the NBA jams you're playing. Literally speaking, and that kind of pissed me off. LeBron James said, oh. You made LeBron. You made a.
This isn't real basketball. You played NBA Jam at some point. How dare you?
How dare you say not sit there and say, oh man, you create NBA Jams in the version. Cool. That's how the conversation went. The fact that you try to play dome, I'm like, now you're being disrespectful.
Yeah, really.
You know, like you know what it looks like. We all remember NBA Jams. Right. He's on fire! Oh, like you.
I of course agree. The Monstars would have bodied this Goon Squad.
What kind of question is that?
Listen, you got to throw it out there.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
If you've seen it and you disagree, please comment so that we can trash you. I mean, so that we can have a discussion about it.
First of all, he will trash you.
I might.
I'm not saying I'll trash you. You're entitled to your opinion. I may disagree. We can go back and forth, and I can own you. Different story, on the debate level. But you're entitled to your opinion. I mean, I would hate to see what other things you like because clearly you must like Daredevil too. The Ben Affleck Daredevil I'm talking about.
Why?
Well, that's another one that's me and Ben Affleck got beef after that.
He doesn't need to be brought up ever in life.
I mean, they giving him as Daredevil and Batman. I'm still trying to figure out which one's worse. I'll let you know.
Oh man,
I'll never forgive him for that. Oh, sorry, tangent again.
It's all right, man. Some PTSD happens to the best of us.
That's for you.
Yeah, man. Go watch Black Widow. You can pass on Space Jam. Do you think Snake Eyes, when that drops, passes either of these movies?
I don't think so. Like, there's a reason why the Space Jam did what it did, right? It's part of an older movie a lot of people will watch, huge portion watch.
Mm-hmm.
Has LeBron James in it. They're key. they were blasting all over NBA, like throughout NBA.
The promotion is heavy, yeah.
And then with Black Widow, I mean, it's part of a larger franchise.
It's a Marvel movie. That's all you gotta say.
It's part of a larger franchise, so you already have that attachment. I mean, Snake Eyes is part of the G.I. Joe franchise, and let's be real, most people were like, when they G.I. Joe's first came on the scene, like, in theory, it was great, but they bombed it. They have kind of moved on and said, we're just gonna focus on two characters, to two cool ones, awesome, but we kind of know it seems like gonna be like Mortal Kombat meets Fast and Furious. It seems like.
Yeah, that seems fair.
So, like, I mean, okay, I'm not sure this is like an origin. I don't think it's an origin story. I just think like he's doing his own thing. Maybe got fired from G.I. Joe. I don't even know. Like,
I think it's supposed to be a prequel, isn't it?
Is it a prequel?
I think so.
I don't know, because we got his story. Remember, we got his background story.
Did we?
Yeah, the first G.I. Joe movie, he had a lot of flashbacks.
I don't remember crap about that first movie.
I do. That was good because the second one was worse. The first one wasn't bad. It was like, okay, fine. And the second one, you're like, oh god, that's when they had The Rock.
Yeah. And then
like,
the second one, they killed off like the main character.
Yeah,
the
like
first one.
Channing Tatum, who was in the first one, like died within like the first 30 seconds of the second one. You're like, really? Like, really?
So listen, we got The Rock this time. We can't. There's not enough screen time for everybody
anymore. Cause I guess you have to get The Rock, so you can only have one black guy on the team. So he's gone too. And I'm like, okay, like, I mean, it just, yeah. It was poorly done. And I don't think they did it right.
But Snake Eyes is the next, big summer blockbuster movie coming out. I'm curious just to see the kind of numbers it does, and then these post-pandemic era box office numbers, especially since it's only in theaters, so that might help its stats.
I don't know if it helps. I'm not sure you're gonna go out your way to go watch.
Yeah, I mean, because if it's unavailable streaming wise, and you really want to watch the movie, you have to go to the theater.
Why would anyone really want to watch the movie?
Well, that's the $1 million question. How many people really want to see it?
If you're talking about something that had like significant history, I get it. Like, I mean, just because someone's popping out a lot hardcore, a lot of commercials, doesn't mean the fans are receptive towards it. We've seen it before, where they kind of sit there and say, "Hell yeah, this is what we believe is going to be a blockbuster hit," and people are like, "No." I mean, I think Snake Eyes is one of those things where people are like, based on the previous history of the other related movies, I don't think people are going to be that amped to go watch it. It just doesn't make it to me. It wasn't like, at least Space Jam. You're like, okay, well, this is not a remake, an addition to this first one with LeBron James. So the first one was good. I'll give this one a chance. That's what people were thinking, not me. Black Widow. Oh well, Black Widow's part of MCU. I have to watch it, just not sure when. Snake Eyes is like, well, I don't really have a lot of invested interest put into it at all.
I don't have a staked interest in this whole franchise, really.
Yeah, I mean, I probably would watch it because G.I. Joe is my thing, but it's not like, I can't wait. Like, I don't have, there's no excitement for me.
Right.
Even though I'm there with the Snake Eyes fan.
Yeah, man. I think we're an hour plus into this.
Yeah.
What else you got? Anything else you want to talk about?
Not really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we can call it here. I think it's a good return.
It is a good
little return to form,
Yeah, well, we get to knock some rust off this week. Next week we'll probably have even better work for you guys.
Yeah, man. So listen, guys, thanks for watching. Please comment down below whatever you want to say, be heard. We will read it. I'll read it to JR over here. We'll have a little discussion. You think Space Jam deserved better? Let me know why. I would love to hear that reasoning. But
I don't. I've had my time more than your dumbass words. Sorry, you're telling your opinion, but I'm not entitled to read your opinion.
But throw us a subscribe. Those mean a lot to us. We're trying to build up this channel, trying to get a little something going, a little momentum. So hook us up however you can. I think that's about it, man. Anything else you want to say to the people?
Deuces.
For JR, it's your boy D. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace out, y'all.